You know, I'm 57 years old, and I'm telling you, man, customer service today is way different than it was when I was growing up. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go to a fast food restaurant, you can go to the hospital, man. You can talk to some of these nurses. Some of these nurses got the nastiest attitudes, man. You go to some of the police stations around here, and I'm talking about right here in Detroit, and I'm sure it's the same in a lot of places around the country where people just got some nasty, funky attitudes. You know, when I was a kid growing up, and I worked out in the suburbs. I lived in the inner city, and I was one of them inner city kids, you know. But when I worked in the suburbs, I switched up my attitude when I went out there. I knew how to act when I went to work, right? I worked at the hospital out there, and I won a hospitality award back then because they groomed you and taught you how to treat the customer when they came into the hospital, or how to treat the patient when they came into the hospital. Even when I worked at McDonald's, it was the same way. They was big on hospitality. Nowadays, man, I don't care. You know, you'll be lucky to go somewhere. Even your waiter and the waitress sometimes even got nasty attitudes, man. Nobody says thank you anymore. It's totally different than it was when I was a kid, or even when I was a young man, or even a man in my 20s or 30s. People just way different. They don't know how to turn off. And some people that live in the hood don't know how to go out to a job go out to a job and lead a hood in the hood. I knew how to lead a hood in the hood, and when I went to work in the suburbs, I was that guy who was working in the suburbs. It wasn't no Uncle Tom. I just knew how to act wherever I was. You got to know how to act and pivot, man. And you know, if you were in the suburbs, just like you know, here in Detroit, if you cross 8 Mile, you might be driving all crazy here in Detroit. You cross 8 Mile, which is a suburb, people normally just slow down automatically. People know how to act when they go to the suburbs. Ain't no difference.